Hi gems, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Ambra here, and I'd be lying if I was not nervous, as this is my first video in quite some time, but I'm really excited about it. If anything, I was kind of in a rut for a little bit, and we'll save all of that tea for another video. But today we are here to do a review on the new MAC collection, which is the Disney Aladdin collection. You guys, I am so excited about this. Funny how I was just trying to find something or a look or some inspiration based on like relevant, like what's going on right now. I feel like I've been so far removed from what's going on in the YouTube space that it was essentially the gods above that delivered this collection on my porch just a moment ago. Today is May the 23rd. Tomorrow, Aladdin releases in movie theaters across the country. So what a better time than now to do a look such as this. Everything that comes in the collection, I'm going to kind of jump into. Hopefully this intro is not too long, but if you are interested in how I achieved this MAC Aladdin collection, then keep watching. Hey gems, I'm so excited to get started. Just to give you a heads up, I prepped my eyelid with my MAC Pro Concealer, and it's an NW43. So the first shade that I'm going to be using on my lid as my transition shade is actually what they're describing as a powdered blush. This is in the shade Your Wish Is My Command, which they're describing also as a matte deep golden brown shade. I can't use this to bronze or contour on my skin tone, so why not just use it as a transition shade before I go in with my other colors. And as far as a palette today, I am going to be using my Profusion Cosmetic Confidence palette. It's a really beautiful, inexpensive eyeshadow palette that you can pick up from your local Target. But the first shade that I'm going to go in with is called Madly. Right here, it's like, you guys, their palettes, Profusion Cosmetics, again, are so inexpensive. This one that I'm using was no more than $15, but I'm on their PR, so I don't want you to think that I went on and bought it out with my own money. But very pigmented, very blendable. I'm dropping this pigment on the outer corner and just blending upwards to that powder blush shade that I used from the MAC collection. And I'm just going back and forth, toggling between my M431 and 441, and then I decided to go back into my MAC Pro Concealer palette, and I'm using the shade NC42 to be exact to go ahead and cut this crease. And I'm using the brush that came in the Profusion Cosmetic palette. They are actually one of my favorite. It's rare that I use the brush that comes in palettes, but this is really nice in my opinion. And it's dual-ended. One's blending, has a blending tip, and then the other one's more of like a flat concealer brush. So we have our cut crease exactly how we want it. I'm dipping the other end of that dual brush that came in the Profusion Cosmetic palette back into Madly to really kind of buff out the outer corner and marry not only the concealer but to the pigment, so that you can kind of cut down on those, you know, hard line, those harsh suckers. And then I'm going in and kind of touching up my cut crease, so I really want a clean line. Next, you see me going in with my pigment from the Aladdin collection. This is in the shade Rose, a really beautiful pigment that they're describing as rose with copper sparkle, and it has a frost finish. You can wet your brush if you want it to be a little bit more shinier. I did not feel it was necessary, and I'm going ahead and applying it all over the lid. Sorry, a little break. I ain't the only one acting out on Girl Code album from City Girls. Like, I really need to stop listening to it. I went on ahead and already popped my lashes on, and I'm using lashes from my girlfriend's line, First Glance, and they're in the style The Little Black Lash. I went on ahead and grabbed the other powder blush in the shade Always One Jump Ahead. In my opinion, it's kind of like a highlighter shade to go ahead and kind of emphasize the inner corner. Next, I'm grabbing the Techno Liner. This is in the shade Graphic Black, just to kind of tight line and really make sure that the lash band is marrying into the overall look. As far as skin today, we're doing an oldie but goodie throwback to our studio fix. I am in the shade NW47. I am now using it again because they reformulated so I don't break out. I don't know if anyone else experienced that with MAC Studio Fix in the past, but it used to break me out, and I have not experienced that with this new formulation. And I'm using one of my favorite It Cosmetic foundation brushes. I swear if they weren't so expensive I would have more, but this was the best investment in my opinion. For concealer, I wanted to go in with two different products. I'm using the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the shade Chestnut, just directly underneath the eyes and in the other areas that we highlight on the face, as you can see, forehead, nose, cupid's bow, and chin. And then I like to go in with my Instant Age Rewind by Maybelline. This is the Eraser of Dark Circles, and I'm in the shade Hazelnut, just to support that Born This Way concealer and really give me that highlighted but yet golden undertone that I really like, because Chestnut is like a smidge too light, and I like to mix it with the Hazelnut. This is my all too familiar Anasazi Beverly Hills foundation stick. I use the shade Earth as my contour shade. I feel that it just blends really nicely. This is probably like the 5th time that I've bought it, but it just works really good for me when I'm in the mood to like cream contour. Otherwise, I use bronzer, and I'm going ahead and blending this product in. I do let it sit for just a taste because I love the opaque finish that it gives for my under eye. It really creates a very lifted finish where the sun hits, so I just kind of feel more dimensional and not flat. So I'm blending that all in, and then I'm going to follow it with blending in my contour and really bringing the whole look together, creating that dimension and bringing more color to the overall finish of the look. And I don't put the cream contour all over the face, just in my jawline and the hollows of my cheek, and then I use some of the excess to kind of contour my nose because I rarely do that. I'm really excited to use this product. I have kind of shelved my Sacha Buttercup setting powder, but I mix it with my Laura Mercier powder as well, but in the shade medium, because it just gives me the best color. It's not so butterscotch, but it's not too deep that it's not setting and giving me that more lifted finish. I don't bake as much anymore. This is really pressing the powder in and then blending it, because I have really dry under eye. Even though I prep my under eyes with like eye creams and such throughout the day, I kind of find that it starts to look super cakey and starts to kind of fall apart. So I don't bake. I just press the setting powder into the concealer so that it doesn't move, and I place that all in the areas that I placed all the other cream products. So this is where I may have played myself. I kind of just wanted to see if the powder blush and Your Wish Is My Command, that bronzing shade that I showed you that I use as a transition on my lids, I just wanted to see if maybe I was tripping, like maybe it will work on my complexion. Nonetheless, you see no pigmentation on my skin. Tried it. Yes, I know. So when I realized that that was a bust, I went into my FENTY Mocha Mami, which is a warmth bronzer. You guys, I haven't reviewed this on the channel yet. It is coming, but it is stunning, and it gives me that warmth that I need. See, right then and there, I'm like, she's coming together. To finish the overall eye look, I do want to smoke out my lower lash, so I go back into that graphic black liner that came in the collection, and I'm just applying this on the lower lash line. And what I'll end up doing is buffing that out, going back into the Profusion cosmetic palette, and tapping my brush into Madly to just soften out the smoky eye so that it's not harsh and it just comes together cohesively. Since I have on lashes and I also have extensions, I don't like to put any mascara on that part of my eye, so I do on the lower lash, and I'm going in with my mascara ink by Shiseido, and this is just in the shade Black Pulse. just to bring the whole look together. Sometimes I forget to put mascara on, so 2 points for me. I'm finishing off the completed look with my Studio Fix powder, and that's an NW48. I just find that when I have the setting powder and then I also have the bronzer, putting this all over the face sets it and kind of blends those two together so there's no harsh lines. And this is right here me showing you what that Always One Jump Ahead powder blush. It's really a highlighter. I mean, they're describing it as a gold with gold shimmer frost. So I put this on the highest points of my cheek, my nose, my cupid's bow, you know, all the fun places. This is the most exciting part of the look because who doesn't want to be shining to the gods? We all want to be glowing, honey. Beautiful. All right, so we are finished with the completed look. We're gonna go ahead and fix spray this sucker. And just a little note right there, never spray the first pump on your face because it could be a hot blotchy mess. But I'm going in with the Prep and Prime Fix Plus and Cherry Blossom. It came in their Bloom collection. It smells amazing, like cherry blossoms. I'm using my Chestnut liner from MAC, oldie but goodie. You know how I feel about this. One in my purse, one on my end table, one in my back pocket, just, you know, loverly. So I'm showing you guys the 3 shades that came in the collection of the 5 total. I am showing you guys Friend Like Me. I'm showing you Rajah in the middle, and then the last shade is A Whole New World, which is a beautiful fuchsia finish. But what I decided to go in with was mixing Rajah, which is this shade that I'm swatching right here in the middle, and then in the center I go in with Friend Like Me, which is that more nude pink to kind of create some dimension on the lip. But overall, super beautiful. Your standard MAC consistency, definitely has that vanilla scent, so I'm a big fan. And then I just feel like putting that lighter shade in the middle just created that nice little pout that we like. And to top it all off, I went on with their lip gloss in the shade Magic Carpet Ride, which has like these iridescent flecks in it. Really indicative of some other brands. I know FENTY has something similar, Dose of Colors. I absolutely love this. It just kind of sets the whole lip off, in my opinion. All right, gems, this is the completed look. I absolutely had a ball creating it for you guys. I mean, who doesn't love Aladdin? Make sure everyone goes out and sees it and sings A Whole New World with the entire audience. But until our next video, shine bright. Bye.